Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's All Sports with Smitty. I'm your host, Smitty. And as you see, it's just me here today, ladies and gentlemen. Got my executive producer, Steph. She's still in the background. Say, what's up, Steph?
Hey, what's going on?
All right. We're going to get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a minute since we've been at y'all. We're going to talk about the New York Knicks. Let's talk about these New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. We did not trade for Paul George. We did not trade for Donovan Mitchell. There's rumors of Joel Embiid, OG Anunoby wanting to come to the Knicks. These are all rumors. Nothing's been done. We did sign Dante DiVincenzo. So that was a good signing for us. That was very good.
Was that somebody you was talking about? I don't remember.
I never really was talking about Dante DiVincenzo. He's a marginal player. There's some nights where he's going to be really good. But he won't be able to do really good nights consistently throughout the season. He's not that type of player. Some nights he might go for 30. But some days he's going to go for 8.
Oh.
So.
Yeah. Consistency is what the Knicks need all day.
Right. There's rumors of Joel Embiid. He is not talking right now that he wants to come to the Knicks. Leon Rose is his former agent. So it's a possibility there. Leon Rose is the president of basketball operations for the Knicks. So they have a connection. Whether or not Joel Embiid uses his power to get himself to the Knicks is one. Only thing you got to do is do what Damian Lillard did and say, I want to go to Miami. And that's the only place I really want to go. That's the type of thing Joel Embiid would have to do with the Knicks. Because Daryl Morey, I don't think is going to trade him to a division rival because we're in the same division as the Sixers.
Right.
So
that's a long shot, is what you're saying.
It's a long shot. But if he forces his way to the Knicks, that's a different story.
Maybe he has to get out on the yacht somewhere in the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Who did that? Somebody just did that, right? We was talking about that last show. I don't know if it was the Mediterranean.
Right.
Who was it? You remember? It was. Oh God, my mind.
The last time we were talking about LeBron,
right?
And
that's what I'm talking about.
LeBron and the dude from Golden State.
Yes. That's exactly.
Draymond Green.
Correct.
Yeah. They were vacationing together. Draymond Green still signed back with Golden State. So it must have been just a vacation. And they weren't really talking business.
Well, that could be.
But let's get back with these Knicks. Let's get back with these Knicks.
Let's go Knicks.
Paul George, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thinking if the Clippers are floundering near the trade deadline and they're not in the playoff hunt, it's possible that the Clippers might want to revisit the trade again. It's possible. All right.
Okay.
Donovan Mitchell, there's rumors that he is not re-signing with the Cleveland Cavaliers. So if he's not going to re-sign with the Cleveland Cavaliers, there's all signs showing that he wants to be a New York Knick.
That's a good look.
But I don't think. Yes, it's a good look. There's a few problems with Donovan Mitchell though. We have Jalen Brunson. All right, we have Jalen Brunson. He's 6'1", smaller guard. Donovan Mitchell is 6'1", so that would be 2 guards in your lineup that are both 6'1" and not great defenders. So that would be a little bit of an issue there. You want some defense in your starting lineup.
Correct.
So Donovan Mitchell coming to the New York Knicks. In 2 years, we can get him for nothing. Just have to pay him and not trade anything for him because he'll be a free agent in 2 years. So if we can do that, but that's waiting 2 years.
That's waiting 2 years.
And
where's that putting the Knicks?
Jalen Brunson will be 2 years older.
Right. And are they making the playoffs?
Knicks are making the playoffs.
They're going to make the playoffs this year.
They're going to make the playoffs this year. As long as Jalen Brunson stays healthy, the Knicks are going to make the playoffs.
Right. But the struggle is going to be a little bit more. Right. I mean, you said as long as Jalen Brunson stays healthy.
Right.
And then,
no debilitating injuries from Jalen Brunson.
Okay.
And we'll still make the playoffs.
Okay.
But to actually seriously go deep in the playoffs and get to the Eastern Conference Finals and maybe the finals,
right.
we need some reinforcements.
That's what I'm talking about, because he can't do it by himself.
No.
Okay.
No.
That's what I'm
Donovan Mitchell, him and Donovan Mitchell at the end of a close game, that would be something to watch. Because who are you going to defend? You can't focus on one player because we would have two.
Right.
So that would be good. But defensively throughout the game, it would be an issue. OG Anunoby is another rumor from the Toronto Raptors. The general manager for Toronto Raptors, Osai Masai, whatever his name is.
It's a lot of O's.
Yeah. He could wind up losing OG Anunoby for nothing. And he just lost Fred VanVleet for nothing. So if you do that 2 times in a row, you might be getting fired.
So just explain it to me. When you lose somebody for nothing, that means they didn't make any trade.
Right. They just walked away.
They just walked away. Okay.
Right. And Anunoby,
because they were a free agent.
Right.
So they didn't pick up anybody and replace them.
Right. And Masai is if he loses Anunoby for nothing, he could be on the hot seat of getting fired.
What's his tenure now? How long has he been there?
He's been there for some time now. They won the championship with him. He traded for Kawhi Leonard. That was a good move on his part.
Okay.
Traded for Kawhi Leonard. A 1-year rental because Kawhi Leonard after that left for the Clippers. So that was a good job on Masai's part for doing that. But
so not for nothing, what does it look like for Masai? Maybe this is purposeful.
You want to go?
How do you?
I would say you want to go kicking and screaming on your way out. You don't want to just.
He's got one ring.
He's got one ring.
So, we never know what's going on behind closed doors and how things are being handled and managed or whatever behind closed doors. And you have to strategically do some things. I don't know if that's the case, but it sounds like it's a self-sabotage. And sounds like it to me. I don't know.
Right, yeah, you let VanVleet walk for nothing. You knew ahead of time, at least 2 years ahead of time, that hey, maybe we need to trade him, get something for him, and you didn't do anything.
Right. That's why I asked you how long has he been there. So he's been there for
at least 8 years. He's been there.
That's been a long time. So he could have been able to have that, planned a little bit better.
And he's one of the only black general managers or president of basketball operations in basketball. So it would be a shame for him to lose his job.
He might have something else on the horizon, maybe we don't know about. So let's keep hope alive. Let's see what's gonna happen because that just doesn't sound right.
Right. Letting VanVleet walk for nothing.
Right.
You knew you wasn't gonna be able to sign him.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's something else. I bet you.
All right. Let's move along to the other sport that we're gonna talk about tonight. That's MLB baseball, ladies and gentlemen.
MLB.
Right. The New York Yankees, ladies and gentlemen. Let me give y'all a little something.
Hey.
Bums! These New York Yankees. Bums! These New York Yankees are doing right now.
What?
Last place in the AL East, ladies and gentlemen. Out of the playoff picture. Aaron Judge, I looked at online today, I looked at a doctor talking about Aaron Judge's injury. Mm-hmm. And he says the injury is just like your knuckle, but on your foot. You have to balance all of your weight on this one part of your foot. So that's why it's taking so long for him to come back. Mm-hmm. So it's a lost season. It's a lost season without
over.
It's over without Judge.
Over.
We're still 5 games above 500. So that means that our division is very good. But the Boston, we can't be above the Boston Red Sox. That's disgusting, ladies and gentlemen. That's disgusting.
How disgusting?
Putrefaction indeed. Putrefaction indeed for the New York Yankees.
Mercy.
All right, so Aaron Judge is our whole team, ladies and gentlemen. We got Anthony Rizzo, DJ LeMahieu, Giancarlo Stanton. But those are secular pieces in the puzzle. Judge is the big piece, and without Judge, we don't really have a chance of winning. Cashman, I wonder how patient the Steinbergs are going to be with Cashman, because the last couple of years haven't been fruitful. So
what is Cashman?
Cashman's the general manager for the New York Yankees.
So what are they looking for? I mean, obviously, if they're not,
a lot of his decisions and his moves have not panned out.
Okay.
Giving Carlos Rodon $162 million, and he hasn't pitched yet.
Anything. That's crazy.
That's a move that is a red dot on your forehead right there. Yeah. So
he saw something that obviously he thought was a winner, that he was going to invest that kind of, and they let him do it.
Well, he has carte blanche. He can do what he wants to do until he gets fired.
That's always the thing. Like, everything is all good today until it's not.
It was all good just a week ago.
Right.
Until they repoed your vehicle. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do right now is that's all I have for the Yankees. Last place, Judge is hurt, nobody's stepping up. That's my roundup for the New York Yankees, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to move to the New Orleans Saints in the NFL, ladies and gentlemen.
Going into the NFL.
Training camp has started for some teams. And today's Wednesday. So training camp has started today.
Okay.
So preseason will be in 2 weeks, I believe, at the beginning of August.
It's moving.
Yeah, it's preseason will be in, I believe, 2 weeks. Let's talk about the New Orleans Saints schedule. If you heard me the last couple of programs, I let y'all know that I think the Saints are going to win 11 games. Let's go over those wins and losses right now. First week, Saints versus the Titans. I got the Saints beating the Titans. Won't give you a score, but the Saints will beat the Titans. Second game, the Saints versus the Panthers. Bryce Young is a nice young new player for the Panthers, but I have the Saints winning that game. So starting out 2-0. Jordan Love is the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. I have him losing that game versus the New Orleans Saints. That's game 3. Packers versus Saints. So right now we're 3-0, looking very good in the NFC South. Saints beat the Bucks in game 4. So we're 4-0, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking like world beaters. We can't be stopped. All right. Then the Saints go to Foxborough versus New England. We lose that game.
I was wondering.
We lose that game.
You're going to give it up. Why are we losing that game?
Belichick. Okay. He'll have the defense prepared, and we won't be able to move the ball like we moved the ball versus the Titans, Panthers, Packers, and Bucks. It'll look like it'll look like we don't know what we're doing out there versus the Patriots. He'll always come up with a defense that will stop your quarterback. All right.
No matter how much planning.
Yeah.
No matter how many times we're gonna look at the plays.
He's the best defensive. Well, he's a head coach.
Yes.
But he's the best defensive coordinator I think that's ever coached in the NFL.
Kudos to him.
Yeah. All right. Saints lose to the Patriots. Then the Saints go to the Texans. Don't sleep on the Texans, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sleeping on them because I have the Texans beating us because it'll be in Houston. I have the Texans beating the Saints. I won't give a score, but the Texans will beat the Saints. All right, next week will be the Saints versus the Jags. This is going to be one of the best games of the season, ladies and gentlemen. Good quarterback play from both teams. A good game. I have the Saints beating the Jags. All right. The next week, the Saints will play the Colts. And Anthony Richardson is a rookie quarterback. Unless he's going to just totally take over the league, I've got the Saints beating the Colts. One game that will come up will be the Saints versus the Bears. It'll be the next game. I have the Saints losing to the Bears, ladies and gentlemen. We can't play well against running quarterbacks. And Fields is a running quarterback, and he will run up and down the field on us. Let's get through these pretty quickly. Saints versus the Jags, got the Saints beating the Jags. Saints versus the Colts, got the Saints beating the Colts. Saints lose to the Bears. Saints lose to the Vikings. Kirk Cousins always has a good game against the Saints. Saints beat the Falcons. Saints beat the Lions. Saints beat the Panthers. Saints beat the Giants. So that's a 4-game winning streak right there that we'll have in the middle of the season. All right, we will lose to the Rams, and we will lose to the Bucks, and in the last game of the season, we will beat the Atlanta Falcons.
Wow, your predictions go so far. Like, what in the world?
It's just I have a read for each game on how each game is gonna go. Yeah. I know the strengths and weaknesses of most teams, and it's a formula that I use.
That's like none other. That's why you are the connoisseur. Right.
All
right.
So I had the Saints winning 11 games this season, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and a big note that the Saints just did: the Saints just signed Jimmy Graham back. A blast from the past, Jimmy Graham.
Oh, is that a hand clap?
That's a hand clap. So Jimmy Graham is back in the fold in New Orleans, and he will be a target for Derek Carr. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for rocking with us.
1 second, Smitty, we got one thing left before we go.
All right.
What does it look like for our next show? What do you want to bring to everybody?
I'm hoping that the Knicks make a blockbuster move.
Okay.
So we could talk about that.
You know what I wanted to bring up real quick?
What's up?
It's just real quick. We saw, I don't know what's going on with the Generation X or Z's or B's, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. LeBron's son.
Yeah.
Cardiac arrest.
He must
18.
He must have been going too hard in practice.
Did we get any understanding of that after the lab test? Anything?
I don't know. I heard about it. I saw it online.
This is scary.
I hope he's all right.
Yeah. It's so scary nowadays because all of these conditions and things that younger people are going through. When I was younger, I only thought it was happening to older people.
He has a lot of stress. I would say he has a lot of stress on him. He has a lot of pressure because he has to live up to LeBron. And he might have been pushing himself too hard to try to get better.
Yeah, I just, prayers up to him and his family. That is a big, big shock. And, not for nothing, they have to pay attention to that. Right? Because this is just the beginning.
Right.
The pressure is going to still continue to mount as he continues his career. So
our prayers go out to the James family.
Absolutely. All right. So we got that. The Knicks, Smitty's predictions. That comes in a little, we're going to look at that in the near future. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
All right. It's All Sports with Smitty, ladies and gentlemen. Please like and subscribe. That's our show. See y'all next week. Peace.